Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2020 Alumni Hall of Fame celebration. The program is about to begin. Good evening, guests. To open the program, please welcome Jeff Jackenitz.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 26th annual and first ever virtual Alumni Hall of Fame celebration. I'm Jeff Jackenitz, Vice President of University Advancement, and it's my sincere pleasure to join you all this evening as we come together to celebrate and honor San Francisco State's most accomplished alumni. I joined the San Francisco State University family about 6 months ago, and the two names that came up immediately in discussions about outstanding alumni were Neda Nobari and Jonas Rivera. We are excited to honor them, not only as alumni, but as examples of how to live a meaningful and productive life. We're so proud of their accomplishments and are equally in awe of their creativity, drive, and perseverance. Our alumni changed the world, and Neda and Jonas are shining examples. Everyone joining us this evening deserves special recognition, but I want to especially thank our students for tuning in. We hope tonight fills you with hope and pride. Your openness to knowledge and new ideas led you to San Francisco State, and tonight we hope you'll see where your degree can take you. Passion and drive will put you on an inspiring path, one that is not measured in money or prestige, but in making your community, large or small, a better place. This event is meant to inspire. Neda and Jonas, I hope this evening will properly convey just how proud we are to count you as alumni. It's now my great pleasure to introduce tonight's MC. When we were planning this event, a third name came to mind, Ben Fong Torres. I was awestruck to learn that not only is Ben an alumnus of San Francisco State, he's also deeply committed to the university and to this event. Ben's a native of Oakland and graduated from San Francisco State in 1966. He embarked on a prolific journalism career that included more than a decade at Rolling Stone magazine, where he served as an editor and writer with more than 30 cover stories under his byline. Ben has published 11 books, is a radio broadcaster on Moon Alice Radio, and works with Music City San Francisco. He's a 5-time Emmy Award-winning co-anchor of the San Francisco Chinese New Year Parade on KTVU. Ben has a lot in common with tonight's inductees. He too was inducted in the Alumni Hall of Fame in 2003, and he has also delivered the San Francisco State commencement address. Our graduates from the class of 2005 were lucky to hear his inspiring message. So, I am honored to introduce to you Ben Fong Torres.
Thank you very much, Jeff. This is a truly special event, and I am excited to be here reading my script. By truly special, I mean strange. Fortunately, I'm used to speaking in public, telling a joke and getting dead silence, especially from Willie Brown. So it will be tonight. We've all gone through difficult times. I lost my radio column in the Chronicle, and there's no Chinese New Year parade next year for me to co-anchor. Fortunately, I'm doing all right, as long as I'm willing to work all week delivering for Grubhub. Well, thank you. Oh, I did not know we had a crowd here. Wow. But what a difference a year makes. Last November, the Alumni Hall of Fame dinner took place at the Ritz-Carlton. Over 300 guests in one room, a festive reception with cocktails, a nice dinner with wine and dessert, and speakers had a fancy podium. And look at us now. sitting at home, staring at a screen, takeout food maybe. Speakers have their laptops sitting atop a couple of cardboard boxes. And the only thing that hasn't changed is we have cocktails that we mix ourselves. But Diane mixed this one. Paper plane. Well, something else hasn't changed. Since 1964, the Alumni Hall of Fame has recognized and celebrated the impact of distinguished graduates of San Francisco State. The university wanted to recognize the extraordinary professional and civic achievements of its alumni, and thus the Hall of Fame was created. With more than 135 Gators honored over 26 years, the Hall of Fame is a place to look to for the motivation to set and accomplish remarkable goals. I was very proud to be inducted in 2003. Sadly, I was impeached 3 years later. All right, enough. My ceremony back 17 years ago looked a little different than it does tonight, but I hope that Neda and Jonas will feel just as honored as I did. As it turns out, both of them are steeped in the world of film, so their Zoom shots have better look good. All right, really. Who am I, Bill Maher? San Francisco State University exists for our students. Their forward thinking and exuberance makes us all proud as we continue to call ourselves Gators. Along with our honorees, this event is for them. Listening to our students makes us better, and so it is my great privilege to introduce our next speaker, Andrew Carrillo, a political science major graduating in 2021. He is the current student president of Associated Students and has put a strong focus on basic needs initiatives which offer students the assistance they need to get to graduation. Please welcome Andrew Carrillo.
Thank you, Ben. So good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate the two distinguished alumni, Neda Nobari and Jonas Rivera, on this phenomenal recognition and great honor. These two SF State alumni truly do embody the values of our university. They have taken the ideals of social justice, equity, and servant leadership into their respective careers. It is not just that they embody the education that they received at SF State. They took these ideals in their efforts in creating positive change, no matter how big or small. SFSU is an ever-evolving and ever-changing university. That is the beauty of this institution. As you walk through campus, not at the moment, but eventually, you are really walking through history made by students and faculty. We were leaders in the founding of the College of Ethnic Studies. Now, the whole CSU system follows our lead. Where SFSU leads, the rest of higher education follows. The San Francisco State student experience shaped every single one of us. I am sure many of you remember walking through Cesar Chavez in between classes or getting lunch at the various different eateries. I'm also pretty certain some of you got lost in Burke Hall or the Science Building during your first day of the semester. These are the memories that many of us might look back on and smile at, and are just a portion of the university experience you all had. It is in the classroom where we are taught to critically engage with the world around us. The unique experience we as students are offered at SF State is one that helped propel Neda and Jonas in becoming the leaders in the field they are today. Now, they are welcomed into a pantheon of SF State alumni who are the shining examples of the possibility each SF State student can become. Alumni like Neda and Jonas are so vital to the success of the university and its students. Alumni have the same shared lived experience that current students are living through. Many alumni have helped current students navigate through their undergraduate and graduate academic careers. I know for a fact I have. Alumni have invested in the renovation of our campus infrastructure so that students like myself could have 21st century resources. Alumni have invested and laid the groundwork for programs that actively support current students as well as draw new students to SFSU. I think it speaks volumes that many of our staff who consistently support students are SF State alumni. It just goes to show that alumni are invested and committed to support the university that propelled them into the world. SFSU is the institution it is today because of alumni like Neda and Jonas, alumni like Neda and Jonas, but also many more act as the main support system for current students. I could speak for current students when I say, thank you to the alumni who continue to make this world a better place. You all continue to represent the values of this university. You all continue to represent the values that this university teaches us. To Neda and Jonas, congratulations on this amazing, phenomenal accomplishment. I'm so pleased to introduce our next speaker. I've been lucky to have many profound and productive conversations with her in the Associated Students' ongoing interview series, President to President. She's experienced a first year no one could have imagined. I'm sure many of us know that, but she's remained committed to social justice, open communication, and to upholding the university as a place of excellence in learning. It is a pleasure to introduce the 14th president of San Francisco State University, Dr. Lynn Mahoney.
Thank you, Andrew. I think you can all see that one of the great joys of this past year has been working with Andrew. He's an absolutely remarkable student, an incredible leader. Working with Andrew and his classmates on the Associated Students Board of Directors has actually made this year go a lot better. And I fully expect that we'll see Andrew celebrated here at this event before too long. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. As Andrew noted, this has been a year like no other. I never expected to celebrate my second Hall of Fame this way, and I'm just honored to be with you virtually to celebrate our distinguished alumni and their accomplishments. And I'm very grateful for all who have turned out this evening. In particular, I offer a very special welcome to our honorees, Neda Nobari and Jonas Rivera, and their families and friends who have joined us tonight under the most unusual circumstances and challenging circumstances. They represent the very best of San Francisco State, as Andrew noted. Tonight, we are lucky to be able to celebrate this year's honorees, our past honorees, and our alumni all around the world. I'm sure that many of us were struck by the slideshow at the beginning at just the breadth and depth and tremendous success of our alumni. I look forward, though, to a day in the not so distant future when we can welcome you all back to campus and celebrate over cocktails at a hotel. I'm grateful to all of our alumni, friends, and supporters, including and especially our foundation board members, many of whom are here tonight, who form the community that has supported San Francisco State through the years. Your support over the last difficult months has been invaluable. Almost within minutes of the pandemic hitting California, we heard from alumni from all over the state who jumped in to help our students. It was really a tremendous testimony to the support that you've all given the university over the years. Student success remains our top priority, and your support of our students whose needs escalated this year has been so deeply appreciated. This support allows San Francisco State to remain an engine of educational equity and economic mobility. I also want to acknowledge the students, faculty, staff, and administrators who are joining us this evening, many of them having just spent 5 long days on Zoom already. Their hard work and their perseverance has enabled the university to weather the pandemic well. Our students, you amaze me every day. Even remotely, I connect with several student groups each month. Your commitment to education, to one another, and to society inspires me and energizes me. In fact, it was my meetings with Andrew and with other students this week that helped me navigate a very long week. You represent the better days that we know are ahead. I have every confidence that at some point in the future, we will be celebrating your accomplishments at an event like this, and it darn well better be in person. Our faculty, your dedication is always inspiring. The recent months have demonstrated your resilience and determination to support our students under unimaginable and difficult circumstances. And I hear regularly from students this semester their gratitude for all you are doing to strengthen remote instruction and ensure that students succeed. Our staff and administrators, like our faculty, you too have gone the extra mile to encourage student success, whether it's providing information, supporting technological needs, just assuring students and one another that all will be okay, or organizing virtual activities. Your connection to our students remains vital to their success. Tonight, we focus on our alumni. Your accomplishments are inspiring and represent the outcomes we all envision when we see our current students in the classroom, on the quad, and at graduation. Nothing makes me prouder than celebrating the accomplishments of our alumni and having an opportunity to recognize you. With over 360,000 alumni, 80% of whom remain in the Bay Area, we are transforming lives and communities and supporting our region. In the midst of a year with unparalleled challenges, it is a joy to pause and celebrate our alumni. Neda and Jonas, it is a particular honor to celebrate tonight your remarkable accomplishments. Enjoy this wonderful evening. I know I will. Now it's my pleasure to turn the ceremony over to Ben Fong Torres, whose tremendous skills as a journalist and a broadcaster are only rivaled by his skills as an MC. We are privileged to have him join us again this year. I am now putting the program back into his very capable hands. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you, Lynn, and great teleprompter reading. Wow, I am impressed. And now the reason we are all here tonight, since 1899, San Francisco State has graduated hundreds of thousands of Gators who have gone on to shape the Bay Area and the world as our artists, teachers, engineers, entrepreneurs, scientists, public servants, healthcare providers, police officers, probation officers, journalists. They have become leaders in their fields, true innovators, and nationally and internationally recognized figures who bring acclaim to the Gator community. Tonight, along with Dean Carmen Domingo and Dean Andy Harris, we proudly induct our 2020 Alumni of the Year. And to help us learn a little more about Neda Nobari, I would like to introduce the Dean of the College of Science and Engineering, Dr. Carmen Domingo.
Thank you, Ben. It is an honor for me to have this opportunity to welcome Neda into the Alumni Hall of Fame. This is a particular privilege for me because Neda's service to our campus impacts students beyond the College of Science and Engineering. I take pride in knowing that Neda's first relationship with our university was as an undergraduate student in computer science. Her intense studies helped shape her career. Neda shared with me that her computer science expertise was instrumental to her success in building the global fashion powerhouse BB. From the remarkable accomplishments, Neda turned her attention to leading a range of humanitarian, cultural, and advocacy efforts, with service to her San Francisco State community a core component of her vision. At San Francisco State, Neda's vision, dedication, and passion led to the creation of the Center for Iranian Diaspora Studies, directed by Persis Karim. She also supported the Mashouf Wellness Center and renovation of the J. Paul Leonard Library, including the dedication of the Neda Nobari Hall. As if that isn't enough, she is currently Vice Chair of the San Francisco State Foundation Board, where she continually listens to, meets with, and motivates student, faculty, and staff. Her leadership on the foundation board has been especially impactful in helping guide our establishing socially and environmentally responsible investing practices. As a fellow woman working in the field of STEM, I'm inspired by Neda's accomplishments and dedication to our campus and its mission. This year, as the president mentioned, our world, our community, our campus turned upside down with the pandemic. Our students faced massive challenges and many struggled with basic needs such as food, shelter, and transportation. The university's Hope Crisis Fund was more in demand than ever, and quickly the requests for help far exceeded the resources. Neda was a true champion in leading efforts to support our students, once again getting involved in making sure our students are set up to succeed. Neda, your leadership, advocacy, and strategic thinking improves the lives of our campus community, and your thoughtful commitment to social justice is an inspiration to all of us. Let's learn a little more about Neda Nobari.
Neda Nobari's life is about making an impact. Born in Tehran, Neda immigrated from Iran to the United States at the age of 15. Her parents remained in Iran and she would not be fully reunited with them for 10 years. She attended San Rafael High School and College of Marin before transferring to San Francisco State University to study computer science. Neda worked full-time to pay for her education and dove into her studies. She also made time to enjoy unique SF State experiences, socializing with friends, sipping mochas, and napping at the top of the Cesar Chavez Student Center. Her teachers were inspiring, but it was the relationships she forged with students that were especially formative. She met other Iranian Americans who provided the cultural connection she craved. She encountered student activism and was awestruck by the fearless students who spoke out during protests. After graduating in 1984, Neda spent the next 22 years focused on building global fashion brand BB Inc. and raising her 2 sons. At BB, Neda served as the Vice President of Design and Vice Chair of the Board. She exited the company at the pinnacle of its success and pivoted to her humanitarian work. She established the Neda Nobari Foundation, now called Mosaic Philanthropy, with a giving philosophy of empowering people, especially marginalized groups, to reach their full potential. To date, she's contributed over $10 million in grants and endowments in support of her commitment to an equitable future for all. Neda's educational drive led her to pursue a master's degree in liberal studies from Dartmouth. Her graduate research focused on the intersection of diaspora and cultural identity of Iranian American women, reconnecting her with the Iranian community. Through all her successes and life accomplishments, her alma mater stayed close in her heart. Her voice, actions, and values reverberate throughout SF State. As an inaugural member and current vice chair of the SF State's Foundation Boards of Directors, Neda has been a consistent advocate for growing the university's public prominence. She worked with fellow board members to adopt a socially responsible investment policy for the Foundation's endowment, and helped establish a pioneering green fund focused on eco-focused investing. Neda championed and financed the J. Paul Leonard Library renovations. The library's first floor, now named Neda Nobari Hall, is the gathering place for the entire campus community, from study groups to leadership meetings and casual get-togethers over coffee. In 2016, she announced a historic gift to establish the Center for Iranian Diaspora Studies, the first and only academic institution of its kind dedicated to research and teaching about the historical and cultural experiences of the global Iranian diaspora community. The center hosted 40 Years and More, an international conference on Iranian diaspora studies, which drew leading scholars from over 60 countries and marked the anniversary of the 1979 revolution by emphasizing 40 years of diaspora in all its complexity. Her impact continues with support for the Guardian Scholars Program, the establishment of the Mashouf Wellness Center, and the lead gift to the Hope Crisis Fund, which provides financial support for students to keep them on track toward graduation. Neda is also a lifelong benefactor of social issue films, believing in the power of story to transform public consciousness. She's executive produced and supported over 24 films, including the 2019 Oscar-nominated short Los Comandos, as well as Yours Truly, a feature-length documentary that follows artist and activist Ai Weiwei. the 2017 documentary Happening, A Clean Energy Revolution, and Midnight Traveler, the 2020 Emmy-nominated recipient of the Peabody Award for its harrowing portrayal of the modern refugee experience. In 2016, Ms. Nobari accepted the Hivos Tiger Award for Radio Dreams, winner of the 45th International Film Festival Rotterdam. Her latest documentaries, including Exposé Coup 53, premiered to critical praise at the Telluride Film Festival in 2019 and went on to win international acclaim, and the 2020 two-part documentary And She Could Be Next, presented by POV PBS in June 2020, champions the story of a defiant movement of women of color, transforming politics from the ground up. In 2018, Neda was named one of the 100 most influential women in the Bay Area, and in 2019, she received the inaugural Women of Influence Award, presented by the Iranian American Women Foundation. San Francisco State President Lynn Mahoney calls Neda the kind of graduate any university would be proud and fortunate to claim. She represents the best qualities of our alumni, Dr. Mahoney said. She is a leader in her field, a staunch supporter of our university, devoted to our students, and active on behalf of important social causes. Neda addressed the graduates at SF State's 116th commencement ceremony, telling them they are the future, and upon their great achievements, a higher, more just, and enlightened world will evolve. Neda's passion for SF State and the world around her has created profound and enduring change. Her life's work of making an impact continues, and our students and her fellow alumni are better for it.
Neda June, congratulations on being Alumni of the Year. You so deserve this award, and I'm so very proud of you. Thank you for your courage and leadership in so many areas, whether it's supporting artists or supporting rainforest protection or higher education. You are a weaver of our communities. We love you. Go, Neda.
Congratulations, Neda June, on this amazing Alumni Hall of Fame honor. It is so well deserved. For as long as I've known you, you have always been a true champion for justice and for human rights, for all people in all places, and you have always inspired the best in us all, and we love you for it. Congratulations!
Hi, Mom! Congrats on making it to the Hall of Fame.
We're so proud of you. You continue to be an inspiration to us both every single day. We love you so much.
We love you, Mom. Congrats.
Neda, to be a true learner is a gift. One you're given, one you give to others, and you've used yours to serve and make other people's lives so much better. I'm so grateful for you. You deserve this honor. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Neda, on behalf of the Iranian American Women Foundation. Thank you for being such an inspiring role model and for graciously making a difference in the lives of thousands of people all over the world.
Congrats, Neda, on your well-deserved Alumna of the Year award.
Neda, I can't think of a person more deserving than you. Congratulations and have fun.
Wow, that's incredible, Neda. It is my great privilege to be the one to formally induct you into the San Francisco State Alumni Hall of Fame. Neda, will you please join us to say a few words?
Thank you, Carmen. So touched by that video. I want to thank past and current presidents, faculty, and staff, especially Nicole and her team for bringing the celebration together virtually for the first time ever. I'm honored and humbled to receive this Alumni Hall of Fame recognition from my alma mater, San Francisco State University, a university that I have loved and admired from my first day on campus as an undergraduate. And now too, as our campus life has moved virtual and we all grapple with what is truly an unprecedented time in our history. As wonderful as it is to be here with everyone socially distanced, yet together, we are all struggling to varying degrees from the impact of a global pandemic, climate crisis, racial injustice, and the chaos of an election. The economic and mental health pressures from this very challenging year has changed our individual and collective lives forever. Receiving this honor during such a unique and disquieting time has led me to a process of retrospection. I'm reminded of what it was like starting at San Francisco State University as a foreign undergraduate student, while my family at home in Iran struggled with the trauma of an intense 8-year war with Iraq. Sanctions and immigration policies against Iranians at the time made it impossible for me to unite with my family for a decade. Today, international students face federal policies that would deny them their right to study freely as valued members of our global academic community. I think it goes without saying that these international students, like myself, make important contributions to schools and institutions by adding to the social and intellectual fabric of our nation at large. If permanently lost, this sort of diplomacy and global exchange of knowledge will not only be an intellectual tragedy, but actually an injustice to humanity. In the immediate aftermath of what many have called the most important election for the fate of our democracy, I hope that we can all think deeply about the world we want to build together. Through hope, community, and resilience, I know that a world worthy of future generations will be built on solid foundations. Despite the comings and goings of classes of students, staff, and faculty across campus, year after year, alumni stay with an institution across a lifetime. Because of this deep relationship and reciprocity, alumni have a wonderful opportunity and privilege to support the work of their alma mater in any way that they can, whether through volunteering, financial, intellectual, capital contributions, and other forms of support. It has been my honor to be a part of the San Francisco State University family for close to 4 decades now, experiencing the love of learning and the forward-thinking pedagogy. This university champions as a forum of public higher education that seeks to build bridges between disciplines, communities, and causes. Every year, I feel that I take away more than I could possibly give back. And that is what makes San Francisco State University and its alumni family world-class. I am honored to be inducted into the Alumni Hall of Fame along with Jonas Rivera as part of this esteemed assembly that, like all of us here, light the halls of education, regardless of race, religion, creed, nationality, or political bent. Thank you again for this incredible honor.
Congratulations, Neda. What a well-deserved honor. You know what else she deserves is a bit more applause. So let's try this device here now. I don't know. As Diane says, it sounds more like castanets. She deserves a hand. So think of that times about 100 for what Neda has done for San Francisco State University. And believe it or don't, we have more to come on this exciting evening. We are delighted to learn a little more now about our alumnus of the year. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Andy Harris, Dean of the College of Liberal and Creative Arts, who will tell us all about Jonas Rivera.
Thank you, Ben, and a heartfelt congratulations, Neda. The College of Liberal and Creative Arts has no shortage of accomplished and noteworthy alumni, and among the most accomplished is Jonas Rivera. Not just because of his professional success, but because of the integrity and excellence he brings to his work. I first saw Inside Out when my son was 13. And everyone I knew then with kids confirmed that it fundamentally changed the way we thought about parenting, primarily because of the radical and authentic empathy at the core of that film. That empathy and that commitment to the personal voice of the artist has made Jonas both a powerful force as a filmmaker and a generous mentor every time he speaks to our students. We are so proud that Jonas puts San Francisco State's ideals of kindness, empathy, equity, and compassion onto the screen and releases them out into the world to touch the hearts of others and make lives better everywhere. It has been great fun to cheer him on as he's accepting awards and giving insightful and informative interviews about his work. But behind all of that is the day-to-day hard work, the commitment to making a difference, and the desire for excellence. That is why he is so revered by our students and his fellow alumni. Through it all, Jonas is always generous with his praise of San Francisco State, never lets a request to connect with students go unanswered. With each success, he becomes ever more available to his alma mater and our aspiring students, and we are so eternally grateful. Let's learn a little bit more about Jonas's life.
Film has always been a part of Bay Area native Jonas Rivera's life, particularly animated ones. Growing up, his earliest childhood memories were of going to the theater to see films like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and Star Wars. The Castro Valley High School graduate came to San Francisco State University in the early 90s. He remembers struggling at first to find his footing. "I was just going along to get along," he said. He wasn't quite sure how to connect the dots between his passion, which was movies, and his academic pursuits and career aspirations. But his path began to materialize once he started taking classes in the School of Cinema. Being among like-minded film students and passionate professors helped him envision a possible future in film. Formative courses took deep dives into film genres and directors. He remembers taking 2-day courses on Alfred Hitchcock and Douglas Sirk. The course on Sirk, a director of melodramas who rose to prominence in the 1950s, led to powerful class discussions that ignited Jonas's love of analyzing and breaking down films. That's when he shifted from wanting to study movies to actually wanting to make them. While in college, he looked for any opportunity to get involved in filmmaking. He volunteered to help classmates with their projects. He even tried acting at one point, an experience which actually cemented his love of working behind the camera. In 1994, Rivera saw the early Pixar short Luxo Jr. in class and was inspired. He gave the Emeryville company a call and talked his way into a production internship, working on Pixar's first feature film, Toy Story. Although some of his duties included sweeping floors and getting lunches, he cherished the experience, which launched his more than 20-year career with the company. He graduated SF State in 1996. He went on to hold various roles at Pixar Animation Studios, including Art Department Coordinator for A Bug's Life, Marketing and Creative Resources Coordinator on Toy Story 2, Art Department Manager on the Oscar-nominated Monsters, Inc., and Production Manager on the Golden Globe-winning feature Cars. He's worked on nearly every Pixar film to date. One of his proudest achievements was his first producing credit on Up, the first ever animated movie to open the Cannes Film Festival in 2009. Up also received Best Picture and Best Animated Film Academy Award nominations and won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature. A few years later, in 2016, Jonas took home the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature with the film Inside Out. He won the award again in 2020 with Toy Story 4, making him the first Mexican-American producer to take home 2 Academy Awards. He's received other accolades for his films, including Producer Guild Awards for Up, Inside Out, and Toy Story 4, Golden Globes for Up and Inside Out, American Film Institute recognition for Up and Inside Out, and a Visual Effects Society Award for the animation in Up. SF State President Lynn Mahoney said Jonas is more than an entertainment industry success story. He also serves as an inspiration and mentor to many. He's a pioneering filmmaker who's lent his support and guidance to a new generation of students, she said. In 2016, he delivered the commencement address at SF State, telling students, "You have to find out what you love, what's important to you, and then figure out how to honor that in your life and in your work. It's a credo the 2020 Alumni Hall of Fame inductee holds dear to his heart. He says he's had a charmed life because he's been blessed with an incredible family, a supportive wife, lifelong friends, and a career he cherishes. But all these aspects of his life he's nourished through hard work and commitment.
Hey Jonas, congratulations on being installed into the San Francisco State University Alumni Hall of Fame. I'm very proud of you. Lucy's sleeping through this, but she's proud of you, and Flick's super proud. Jonas, you and I started in Point Richmond, California 26 years ago on Toy Story as assistants. Now, a long time later, we are leading the team, and I'm very proud of the executive become, the filmmaker, the leader, and the person that you are. I couldn't imagine doing this work with anybody else. You are amazing. A lot of respect, a lot of Casper dogs, a lot of good times. Enjoy your day.
Hi, I'm Pete Doctor, and it is my great honor to congratulate Jonas Rivera on his admittance to the San Francisco State Alumni Hall of Fame. I work with Jonas at Pixar, where he started in 1994 as a production intern. Sadly, he was soon demoted to producer, where he's been stuck working with me on Up and Inside Out. But as his partner in making these films, I could go on for hours about his passion for the medium, his amazing people skills, and his incredible professionalism. But this seems neither the time nor the place. So I'll just say thank you, Jonas, for your enthusiasm, for your integrity, and your passion that you've brought to working at Pixar. Congratulations, you deserve this, and I look forward to many more years of working together.
What a wonderful and extraordinary look back. Jonas, I am so pleased and honored to be the one on behalf of San Francisco State University to formally induct you into the Alumni Hall of Fame. Will you please say a few words to everyone here tonight?
Hi, everybody. Wow. That's unbelievable. Thank you, Dean Harris, for that amazing introduction. I do really need to take a minute of my time to thank my entire San Francisco State University family. And I mean it when I say family, because that's how you've all treated me, over the years, and it's how I feel about all of you. I want to thank President Mahoney, Vice President Jeff Jackenitz, the amazing faculty, all the students. Thank you to Andrew Carrillo, Dean Domingo, and of course to Ben Fong Torres for all that great applause and laughter. You're a titan of rock and roll. I'm honored to virtually meet you here tonight. I want to thank Nicole Lang for basically holding my hand through this entire process and making it very easy and smooth. And of course, a huge shout out to the entire cinema department, a group that I consider myself lucky to be a part of, and a group that I know feels lucky to be led by the amazing Celine Shimizu, who is one of the most thoughtful and soulful filmmakers I've ever met. I am truly honored. And to my fellow honoree tonight, Neda Nobari, here's some advice. If you ever have to give a talk like this, try to not follow someone like Neda, who is so amazing. I am truly not worthy. I'm proud to share this experience with you. Listen, I will admit that feel like a little bit of an imposter here. I mean, I'm very proud, obviously, of my work and my journey that started in the halls of San Francisco State and the cinema department there. But I'm really up here tonight with you because I'm lucky. When I was a kid, as you saw in that little clip, I knew I wanted to make movies, and specifically animated ones. I love the Disney films more than anything, and I still do. But when I was around 10, maybe 11, I realized I was not born with the artistic chops required to be an animator, a Disney animator, or any animator. And as much as I spent thinking about, Disneyland and all that goes with it and fantasy and so forth, I'm also somewhat of a realist, which I think is why I made a decent producer. But at the time, this realization as a kid felt like a dead end, a little bit like a dead end. And, you know, because I know everyone loves movies, right? Everyone does, but I wanted to make them. And it wasn't until I was lucky enough to come to San Francisco State and become surrounded by the like-minded students and those film professors that led with passion that I realized I had an opportunity there to turn what I loved into what I might be able to do for a living. And that opportunity has led me to everything I have, everything. And I'm grateful for it. I need to thank my friend Alyssa Knight, who's my assistant at Pixar. She and I have been working together for almost 15 years. She's a big part of my Pixar family. And I owe everyone there at Pixar a debt of gratitude for the years of support and partnership. And fun fact, I even met my wife at Pixar. She's here with me now. And even though she won't let me put her on camera, I'm going to. She's those are my kids, and she's really the reason I've been able to do all the things that I've done. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Sorry about that. That was William. My parents are also here tonight. They're somewhere out there in Zoom land with my sister. I'd like to thank them too, because they're the ones that took me to those Disney movies and to the Spielberg movies of my youth. And I think that makes me feel the luckiest. I think that is the thing that makes me feel the luckiest, because I've somehow managed to take and make a career out of trying to replicate the feeling I had at those movies as a kid. And my hope is that somehow the films that I've helped make at Pixar will inspire young kids to want to make films as well. And that those kids might end up at San Francisco State and be lucky enough to find their paths too. Thank you, and go Gators.
Well done, Jonas. I think that deserves a round of either applause or castanets. Yeah. And oh, yes, I would be remiss if I didn't thank the former Vice President Joe Biden for delaying his remarks tonight until we finished with the Alumni Hall of Fame induction ceremony. So thank you. I'm sure we can call him Mr. President-elect pretty soon. On behalf of the entire San Francisco State University community, I congratulate both of our honorees tonight, Neda and Jonas. You made this evening a sheer delight. In closing, I hope that everyone here feels as inspired as I do by our honorees, and also feels a great sense of pride to be a member of the San Francisco State University community. We have high expectations of our students and alumni, and we know you have it in yourselves to meet those expectations. We believe in you. We believe in you. We look forward to all getting together in person just as soon as possible when we can celebrate Neda and Jonas once again. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good night.
Please enjoy this performance by the Alexander String Quartet. Good evening. This concludes our program. We hope you enjoyed it and have a good night.